When I started creating content, I had an identity crisis. When you met me in real life, I'd be loud, quirky, maybe a little arrogant, sometimes maybe borderline obnoxious, but you would agree I was a larger-than-life personality. And you know, like, there's a New Yorker. Some people would mistakenly believe I was from New Jersey or Staten Island, but I'm from Manhattan, baby. All right, I'm not from Manhattan. I live in Manhattan. I'm actually from Long Island because my parents were poor and couldn't afford to live in Manhattan. But I live here now! I'm Derek Halpern. You're watching Planet Derek, the place entrepreneurs come to get ahead in business and in life. And today, I'm gonna show you how to own your voice. And apparently, I'm so quirky that I actually held a Social Triggers team meeting in New York City. My assistant ordered my usual cappuccino, sparkling water, and a cup of ice at my favorite coffee shop. And the clerk said, "Wait, is this for Derek?" This coffee shop gets bombarded with probably 1,000 customers a day, but they remember my order even when someone else is buying it. But back when I started creating content, I showed none of this. I smashed my personality into a little box, and I threw that box out the window. I was scared that people would judge me because apparently being judged online was scary to me. I told myself, well, I can't show the real me. It would turn people off, and I don't want to do that. I'm looking to help everyone. Sound familiar? Finding your voice and owning it is tough, especially when you're first getting started. I know this because I was in your shoes. But fast forward a few years, it's clear that I'm unapologetically me, and my worst fears came true. I received messages like this. Or in other words, my personality was scaring people away. Should I panic? Absolutely not. I know how to deal with haters, but here's why I did not panic. For every one of those people who hated me, there were a slew of other people who loved me. Like this one lady who tweeted this. And these aren't even that uncommon. At first, she disliked me. Then she came around, liked my content, and eventually bought one of my online courses. Now, why am I sharing this with you? When you're looking to start a blog, build a business, or grow a business, you're gonna wanna conform to the people around you. You're gonna think that you wanna put your best foot forward, and in the effort to do that, you're gonna mute your personality. And what's gonna end up happening is you're gonna blend in with everyone else because your innate fear of being judged by other people is going to force you to just be like other people. And look, even if you have unshakable confidence in yourself, that fear is there. It was there for me. And I believe I lack the ability to feel embarrassed. Did you see some of my shirts I wore in my videos? They're horrible. But now, I don't care about anything. Here's my new favorite shirt. I just got this as a gift. I'm so unapologetically me. People know the exact type of shirt that I need. Can you see that? I love to stay in chat, but I'm lying. I love this shirt because just last week, I was at an event, and when you're at those big events and you know a lot of different people there, and you want to leave the event, how annoying is it to have to say goodbye to 400 people? I just like to do the whole pick my phone up and like walk out of the event, pretend like I have a phone call, but whatever. The point is, I don't like small talk, and I'd love to hear what you have to say, but I'm lying. I'm unapologetic me. People know it. They get me gifts with these shirts, with my phrases on the shirts. But here's the deal. The reason why I'm sharing this is because when you're creating content, video content, text content, direct-to-camera content, you need to be yourself. Because if you're not, you have to remember one thing. What blends in gets forgotten. What stands out gets remembered. And being remembered is vital when you're competing in the overcrowded online space. Take a second and look around at the most successful personalities and companies. Some of them are the world's best at what they do, but others just have an innate ability to stand out and be remembered. Steve Jobs, Jim Cramer, Rush Limbaugh, Howard Stern, Joe Rogan, Joel Osteen, Tony Robbins. Whatever personality you identify with, you know there's something about them that makes them uniquely themselves. It turns out there's something about you that makes you uniquely yourself too. And it's your job to ensure you're not hiding it from the public. You need to find your voice and own it. Now the question is, what if you have trouble finding your voice? There's a book I read called How the World Sees You by Sally Hogshead. This is an interesting book, and this is why I'm actually even filming this video today. Because in this book, it walks you through how to figure out what people think about you. This is an important book because the more you know about how people see you, the better you are able to see if you're putting forth the foot that people are actually seeing. This is especially important today. The other day I filmed a video about how email open rates are declining. And this is partly because people are creating vanilla content. Some people believe it's because people are launching too much and not creating content. That's all part of it, of course. But the real reason is because the content became bland. The content became vanilla. It became boring. And the way to get out of that is to put your personality front and center. Now you might be wondering, what if I'm not a character like you, Derek? And let me tell you something. If you're in the business of creating content, whether it's text, video, audio, doesn't matter. Guess what? You better learn. When you're a content creator, you're essentially putting a character into the world. And you need to think about that character and who that character is, and then amplify it. I once watched an interview with Chris Rock. Chris Rock was being interviewed and they said, "Wow, Chris, you're nothing like you are on stage." And he's like, "No one wants me on stage. They want 3 times me." It was a very interesting quote because as someone who is in the personality business, and believe me, we're all in the personality business, companies, writers, video creators, everything. You need to be something that is 3 times yourself. Now this is interesting because on the one hand, I'm telling you to find your voice and own it, but here I'm telling you to exaggerate it. The point isn't that you lie to people. The point is that you find the 1 or 2 quirks about yourself that people most connect with and you magnify it. As an example, on my personal Facebook page, I got known for creating coffee shop stories. I shared like maybe 40 or 50 of them. So I'm in a coffee shop, something crazy happens, I tell the story. Now this is interesting because people now assume that I'm the coffee shop guy. But if you actually go through my personal Facebook before the coffee shop stories, I was sharing all different types of stories. People just happened to latch onto the coffee shop stories, so I started telling more of them. It's not like, I guess I was in the coffee shop every single day of the week for several hours per day, and that helped. But the point is, I put that forward. I never talked about when I was at a restaurant or anything like that. It was mainly coffee shops. Anyway, back to the point. When you're creating content, you need to find your voice and own it. And then I want to add one more thing to it. You need to find your voice, own it, and then amplify it. And that's how you can stand out in 2018. Now, here's what I want from you. Have you ever created content and put forth a bland persona or bland content or muted your ideas? Tell me a story in the comments section right now. Don't delay. I need to hear some of these experiences from you so I can figure out more videos to film. That said, if you like this video, smash that like button, hit that gong, hit the notifications bell if you haven't yet, get notified of new videos, and I'll see you tomorrow.